Hello, and welcome to Crafting Your Song. Today's lesson is all about songwriting. We're going to learn how to explore and create new musical and lyrical ideas, how to capture those ideas and help them grow into a finished song, what the elements of songwriting are, and finally, how to share your song with others when it's done. For this lesson, you'll need a few blank sheets of paper and something to write with, like a pen or a pencil. You'll also need something to write on, like a table or the floor is good too. So, how do we write a song? Well, what is a song? Can you come up with your own description? How would you describe it? I think of a song as music and words put together to express some feeling or idea. All songs create a world to step into. Some songs just make us want to dance. Some make us want to cry and make us feel new things. And some we just can't help but sing along to. Think of some of your favorite songs. How do they make you feel? So let's dive into what that really means. The words of a song are called the lyrics. The music in a song that the words get sung to is called the melody. These are the two main parts of a song that we're going to talk about today. Okay? So let's try and create some lyrics. We'll start by playing a game and get our writer's hats on. We're going to get our creativity going by free writing. Free writing is where we write down anything that comes to our minds. It's to let our imagination wander and expand. So in a few moments, I will give you 3 words you can choose from to write in response to. Choose your word, and then you will get 1 full minute to write down anything that comes to your mind. You want to keep your pen connected to your paper and just write. It doesn't have to make sense. There are no rules or restrictions on what you're supposed to write with free writing. You just want to get words on paper and link your brain to your hand to the words. And this is how we'll get lyrics. Your 3 word choices are school, sky, dog. Pick your word, write it at the top of your page, and get ready to write. 1 whole minute starts. 3, 2, 1, write. And set your pencils or pens down. Now, we're going to take a look at what we wrote down, and I want you to see if anything interesting comes out. I'll read you mine. Here's what I wrote. Up in the sky, a collection of birds like stars swoop through the breeze, floating, flying in groups of 100 or more. Stars flying in circles, lighting the day, circling like Saturn to rest on a line. I wrote about a memory that I had where I saw a giant flock of birds swoop around and around and around in the sky before they all rested on telephone wires. And I just saw that the other day. So I wrote that down in my free write. I don't think I chose sky wanting to write that down. It just came out. So that's what's great about free writing, is that it brings out our creativity and it brings out things that are unique to you, your sights, your experiences, your stories. We want to find interesting words that inspire us. So look at your free write and circle any interesting words or phrases that jump out at you. For mine, I like circling like Saturn, stars, rest on a line, kind of like groups of 100 or more, swoop. Did you find anything interesting in your free write? Let's take one of my phrases and do what the next stage will be for how we get from a free write to a completed song. Let's create a word map. Now I'm going to take a word from my free write, and I want us to create a practice word map together. Word mapping is where we take one word or one phrase, something that's key to our song, and we write down all of the words that come to mind that live in the world of that first word. Back in my free write, I'll just use the same word that was for the prompt, sky. Now, instead of writing as a free write and writing down whatever thoughts come to mind, we're going to write down all of the words that live in the world of sky. So, to create a word map, get out a piece of paper, either something new or a blank portion of your free write, if you have the space. Draw a big circle on your paper. And at the top of the circle, write your main word. So I'm going to write the word sky. Try and write down 2 words that come to your mind that live in the world of the word sky for you. Take a second, do this on your own before we continue. Words that live in the world of sky, to me, I'm going to put clouds. And I also think of the word night sky. That also makes me think of day. How does the word sky make you feel? Write down 1 word of how the word sky makes you feel. Open. That's another word that I think of how the word sky makes me feel. I feel like, the sky is open and the world is open. Freedom. Or possibilities. Take a minute and just write down your own words that come to mind for the word sky. I'll do this as well, and I want you to come up with a few more words for the word sky to fill out our word map. Here we go. We're going to do this together silently. All right. So, what are some of those new words that you wrote down? Read them aloud. Birds, I wrote down birds, and I wrote down fly. I wrote down plane. We can also write down colors. What colors live in the world of sky? There's blue. I think of black, like the night sky, and also gray, the in-between sky when we've got clouds. So as you can see, there are a lot of ways that we can fill out a word map for a word. Now, I want you to set this word map aside, pull out your free write, take a look at those words. Choose 1 interesting word or phrase and make your own word map for your own song with that chosen word or phrase. So pause this video, you'll have a few minutes, create your own word map. Now that we have words, we want to take these words and put them as a song, and that takes music. The music part that turns our lyrics into song is called the melody. The melody is the string of notes that we attach to our words. Melodies go up, go down, they're long, they're short. We're going to discover some ways to create notes. Take a song like Happy Birthday. Sing that song out loud to yourself and pay attention to how the notes move with the words. Happy birthday to you. Do you notice how the melody moves? What direction does the note goes in? Happy birthday to you. Do you hear short notes or long notes in that song's melody? This word's happy, happy. They're pretty short. Happy, and then a lot of other things are longer. Happy birthday to you. But happy is shorter. Now we also have the notes, whether they go high, ah, or if they go low, ah. So a melody is about how we connect notes together in order with our words. Let's practice writing down a melody, and we'll use the melody for Happy Birthday to do this. Think of the direction of the melody and the repetition or the rhythm of the notes, whether they're short or long. We're going to think of these things. To do this, we will give each note a shape. A dot, if it's a short note, and an open circle about the same size if it's a longer note. Practice writing these 2 kinds of dots and these 2 kinds of notes on your own paper. Just draw a couple dots and an open circle. That is a rhythm. Short, long, short, short, long. But that's not our melody. Our melody has to have direction, going up or down. So let's think of that melody. Happy birthday to you. Just that much. To do this, we'll write our notes and put the note higher on the page if the sound of the note goes up, and we'll put it back down lower on the page when the notes go down. Write the notes for the word happy. Happy is 2 short notes. Happy, and they stay the same. So those notes will be in the same spot. Happy, happy birth. So, and that's a longer note. I'm going to draw an open circle above. Now don't pay attention to this. We've got happy birth. And now where does the melody go? It goes back down. Long note, down lower. Happy birthday. Now where does the melody go? It goes up, and it goes even further up than it went before. 2, a little above, and then the melody goes down. To you. That's our first phrase, number 1. To finish this phrase, we want to show the notes as connected, to draw the line for the direction of the melody. So I'm just going to connect all of my notes with a little line. Happy birthday to you. Do you see the direction of our melody? I'm drawing number 2, and we're going to do the same thing for the next phrase of the song. Starts the same, 2 short notes. Dot, dot. And then the melody goes up again, the same height. Happy birthday, and goes back down. I'm drawing a higher circle and a lower circle, just as I did before. The same relationship for the notes. Happy birthday. But then that next note goes really high. 2. So that's way up there. To you. And then it goes down just a little bit. Now, I want to see the direction for all these notes, and I'll connect my dots with lines. Happy birthday to you. So write the number 3. Draw the 2 dots for happy. Happy, because that's a bit of repetition in our song. Happy. But now the melody changes and our note goes really high. So we've got to draw a dot way up here. Birth. And then it jumps down. Day. And it keeps going down with long notes. Dear. And then short notes. Somebody. So let's draw the big arc for this melody. Connect all your dots. Connect happy. Draw that big line up to birth. And then cascade little by little down. Birthday, dear somebody. That's actually a long note. There we go. Write number 4 for our 4th phrase. It doesn't start down low like the other happies. It starts up, but there's still short notes. Happy. Then it goes down. Birthday to you. Connect this melody. Happy birthday to you. Okay? So take a look at your song. Can you see the way the melody moves from beginning to end? Here's the melody for line 1 of Happy Birthday. Sing it with me and follow along on your page with your pencil. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Next line. Happy birthday to you. 3rd phrase. Happy birthday, dear somebody. Last line. Happy birthday to you. Let's try and put these 2 elements of lyrics and melody together and create your own song. A song has 2 main parts, the chorus and a verse. Chorus is the main idea in the song. It's where the heart of the song really comes out. Most songs are their most memorable at the chorus. The chorus is usually repeated many times in a song, and that every time we see and hear the chorus, it's pretty much the same. The other part of our song is called the verse. Most songs have a number of verses. Each verse may have the same melody, where the notes and the melody are the same, but the words of the verse will change from verse to verse to verse. And this gets us into storytelling. Your song is going to tell your story, or a story from your own experience and your imagination. So each verse is different, but they tell a part of the same story. So get out your word map and your free write. Here are mine. We're going to choose one phrase to be our main phrase to start as the song. For mine, both of mine were about the word sky, and I really liked the phrase circling like Saturn, so I circled it. Take one phrase from your free write or your word map and circle that phrase. We're going to put a melody to that phrase. Now, get out a blank sheet of paper, and we're going to write that phrase at the top. That's going to be our main line, at least right now. We know it is going to live in the song. So I'm going to write down my phrase, circling like Saturn. I'm writing that down, circling like Saturn. So, how do we turn these words into music and a song? We want to think about these elements of a melody and give each syllable a different note and a different sound. How would you sing the phrase, circling like Saturn? Or how would you sing the phrase that you've written down of your own? Say it out loud a couple times. Circling like Saturn, circling like Saturn, circling like Saturn. Where can you put emphasis? Which part feels long and which part feels short? Now, give some notes with your voice to these words. I'll keep singing with mine, circling like Saturn, because I don't know yours. For this phrase, we might do circling like Saturn. Let's try that. I like the idea of the melody for the word circling having round movement. So I'm going to create and draw the melody for that word, circling like Saturn. Now I think I chose to throw that first syllable for Saturn way up high, Saturn, because it's outer space, it's out there. And so I wanted to put that note far ahead of all the other notes. Sing that melody with me. Circling like Saturn. Now I'm going to draw my melody. Like I said, for circling, I'll use my little shapes just as we did before. Circling, it's kind of all short notes. Circling. And what direction do they go in? Do they go up or do they go down? These notes are all going down. Circling. 3 syllables, circling. And they go down. Circling. Where does the next note go? Like. It's longer and it's right in the middle, right where I started. Circling like. And then Saturn goes way up high, just as that line of Happy Birthday did. And it falls back down to earth. Saturn, back to the same level. Do you see how the beginning, the middle, and the end of this line, circling like Saturn, how these 3 notes are all the same pitch? They are on the same level, so that's why I've drawn them to be on the same level, okay? So now I'm gonna connect my notes and my melody, circling, just to really see that, like Saturn. And so I think I drew that even bigger because it's a longer note. Saturn, it's got emphasis. So this is just the start of a chorus or a verse. And I want you to take a moment, craft your own melody for your own phrase. Do this right now. You've said your phrase out loud a couple times, and I want you to put notes to it. Use the same notes. Make those notes longer or shorter. Are you saying your phrase? Are you singing your phrase right now? Once you have a melody to your chosen set of lyrics, you're well on your way to crafting your song. All you need to do is use the words of your word map and your free write to fill out the lyrics for your song. You're already well on your way. If this word or phrase, like circling like Saturn, is the main line in my chorus, I'm going to use my verses to tell a story. Each verse has to be different. So we're going to go through and come up with 3 different ideas that relate to the idea of circling like Saturn, using the words from our word map, sky, and develop our story to go in 3 different places. We're going to choose 3 different words that do this. Where does this story start? Well, let's say this story starts on Earth. So we got verse 1. It's about being here. How do we take this story a step further? Verse 2 can be about being there. I'm writing down the word there. We go from being here on Earth to being there, out there in the sky. Now, our third verse, to move our story along, can be about the in-between. What's it like to be neither here nor there, but going back and forth? So I'm going to write this idea, going between. These 3 ideas can be the main ideas for our verses to tell the story of circling like Saturn. It has direction. I already have the melody for my chorus, circling like Saturn, and I know what I want to talk about in my verses. I want my first verse to talk about being here. Second verse, we've got to move on. We're going to talk about being there on Saturn. Verse 3, we're going to talk about the difference between going in between these 2 places. So that's kind of how we start to build our song, is we give it structure and we tell a story. Don't forget to include your chorus in between your verses. So if this is verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, I might put my chorus in between verse 1 and verse 2. I might put my chorus again, because it repeats a lot, in between verse 2 and verse 3. And then I probably will sing it again at the end.